match between the Keighley Cougars and Whitehaven. Got to remind you of the public safety announcements. No throwing of any objects within the ground. No entry onto the field of play or the surrounding area at any time unless directed to do so by the steward or the PA system. No smoking or vaping in the ground except in the nominated smoking area down by the bottom gate. The use of foul and abusive language, obscene chanting or any type of verbal abuse towards any person or persons will not be tolerated at Cougar Park. No standing in the aisles or the steps or any walkway areas marked with yellow paint apart from the rainbow terrace over there. In the event of emergency, please follow the instructions given by the stewards and the PA system. Please follow all instructions and signage in the stadium and instructions from stewards and other stadium personnel. Okay, it's time for the teams. Playing a fullback for the Cougars is number 32, Connor Cena, sponsored by National Shutters. Playing on the wing, number 2, Brad Allroyd, sponsored by Martin Tonks. Playing centre, number 4, Junior South, sponsored by Racebury. Also playing centre, number 3, Adam Ryder, sponsored by the Kindred Bazaar. Playing on the wing, number 19, Junior News, sponsored by Devlin Booth. And playing standoff is number 6, Isaac Farrell, sponsored by the Kindred Bazaar. Playing scrum half is number 43, Matty Baharrell. He's sponsored by Ingram and Longley Primary School. Playing prop number 10, Mark Ione, sponsored by Steven Top Cafe. And at hooker is number 9, George Flanagan, sponsored by 39 Steps Consulting. Playing prop number 33, Jack Teamy, sponsored by Tukey Tough Tape. And at second row is number 11, Brad England, sponsored by 39 Steps Consulting. Playing second row, number 12, Lachlan Lansky, sponsored by Approved Garages. And at loose forward is number 14, Harry Bowe, sponsored by, hang on, I can't read this one, the Baldwins. Didn't bring me glasses, bad lad. New changes for the Cougars. Number 44, Ollie Burton, sponsored by the Baldwin family. Number 29, Lucas Green, sponsored by Local Lager. Number 16, Jordan Schofield, sponsored by Swan Environmental. And number 28, Bobby Hartley is available to sponsor. The 18th man is number 25, Will McCardle, sponsored by Charles Garth. The coach for the Cougars is Alan Kilshaw, sponsored by Bentley Motor Group. Okay, we've got the Whitehaven team. Playing fullback is number 6, Dan Abram. Playing on the wing, number 5, Jay Weverall. And playing centre, number 32, Mitchell Todd. Also playing centre, number 2, Joe Hartley. And on the wing, number 22, Max Anderson Moore. Playing standoff is number 4, Ethan Bickerdike. And at scrum half is number 31, Joseph Lowe. Playing prop, number 8, Jane Pierce. And at hooker is number 3, Ellison Holgate. Playing prop, number 10, Jordan Thompson. And at second row for Whitehaven this afternoon is number 11, Connor Holiday. And number 19, Rio Wilson McChristy. Playing loose forward is number 13, Jack Keller. And interchanges for Whitehaven, number 24, Joshua Blinkhorn. Number 16, Brad Brennan. Number 17, Carl Garner. Number 18, Aaron Turnbull. And the 18th man is number 21, Ellis Nixon. The coach is Anthony Murray. But to mention the main match sponsors down at Cougar Park today, Illingworth Accountants. So if you want some accounting doing, contact Illingworth. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome out on the field, Whitehaven. Look, it looks like we splashed out this week. We've got a commentator on the video.
Good afternoon and welcome to Cougar Park on what is an overcast day for a very exciting contest between Keighley Cougars and Whitehaven. Last week, Gould beat Keighley quite convincingly, 26 points to 12. Keighley's tries came from Team B and Farrell. It was a disappointing afternoon for the Cougars, really. A lot of drop balls, very wet weather, tough conditions, and some very controversial refereeing decisions. Whitehaven, on the other hand, also lost. They played against Workington at home and lost 8 points to 22, with Holgate scoring the only try. Whitehaven coach Anthony Murray was looking for his side to bounce back from a heavy defeat at Gould in the derby against his former club Workington. Speaking on social media pages, he said they felt his side were in the game but just not clinical enough to take all the points that were available, meaning that they lost the game. He feels that there was room for improvement. Halfback Jack Newbine is out today with a HIA, so they brought in Joe Lowe on loan from Rochdale to bolster the ranks for this fixture. Two players have left their club this week, Cameron Brown and Mason Luthwaite. However, Aaron Turnbull is available for selection, having missed the last few games. Keighley coach Alan Kilshaw was disappointed with his side's defeat in the rainy conditions at Gould. However, he's looking forwards to next year, saying in his social media interview the other day, every player has the opportunity to be in the shop window for 2026. He's giving game time to fringe players at the moment. Will McArdle made the 21 but doesn't start today. He came to Keighley last year on loan from, well, not on loan, but he came at the end of last year from Wakefield on a trial. But today a shirt does go to Bobby Hartley, who is available to sponsor at the moment. And Bobby Hartley played last year with Leeds Academy and also, interestingly, played 4 games for Whitehaven. We're waiting here for the Cougars to enter the field. Seem to want to make Whitehaven wait today. And here they come, led out by team captain Junior Sow. The Cougars today are Connor Sainer at fullback, Brad Holdroyd, Junior Sow, Adam Ryder, and Junior New on the wing. In the halves, Isaac Farrell and Matty Baharrell. Mark Awani and Jack Teamby at props, with George Flanagan filling the hooker role. Brad England and Lachlan Lansky at second row, and Harry Bowes at 13. And on the bench for Keighley, you've got Ollie Burton, Lucas Green, Jordan Schofield, and of course Bobby Hartley, who we were just talking about. Whitehaven today, Dan Abraham, Jay Weatherall, Mitchell Todd, Joe Hartley and Max Anderson-Moore on the wing. Ethan Bickerdrake and Joseph Lowe at halfbacks. Bickerdrake actually a centre, so they don't have one of their own standard halfbacks in today. Prop, they've got Jake Pearce and Jordan Thompson with Ellis Holgate at the hooker. Connor Holliday at 11. Rio Wilson McQuiston is playing in the other second row position, and Jack Kelly at 13. And on the bench, Joshua Blinkon, Brad Brennan, Carl Gardner and Aaron Turnbull. So Keighley taking the ball in now, having received the kick and going away from the Terry Hollandrake stand today. George Flanagan in at acting half. Gives the ball out to Harry Bowes, who's interestingly playing at loose forward today. Not seen him in that position before. Mike Baharrell taken late there, but probably not a penalty. It was a bit soft. And that's a knock-on from Whitehaven. Fantastic start from the Cougars. Wasn't such a tough kick either. It was pretty standard, really, so interesting that they've not been able to take that, and maybe a sign there of what Keighley have got in terms, what Whitehaven have got in terms of the players out on the field, because there are a lot of players in there who are inexperienced. I mean, after last year's performance, Whitehaven, they've had to heavily rebuild. I can count at least 7 players there that have come from NCL sides or amateur sides in their team. So on paper, Keighley should be doing well here. But to be fair to Whitehaven, you know, they've won 4 games this year with that side that's been rebuilt from last year. The goal difference is 52 points. And minus 52 points, and Keighley's is minus 113. This is a 8th and 9th place clash today. George Flanagan. Oh. Gave the ball out there to Brad England, who was well marked. Flanagan again. Baharrell. Dummy. Out to Farrell. Farrell puts boot to ball. There's a little bit of space there. That's a tough one to take. But very, very well dealt with by Whitehaven there. And Whitehaven bringing it out from their own line. Keighley would have liked a repeat set there, but they've done well of Whitehaven. It's a tough set to take out from their own line, but I often find that in these positions, it's all about discipline from the players and not stepping offside and not getting too excited. So let's see whether they've got the discipline at the start of the game, as they did last week at Goole. Oh, lovely step there from the Whitehaven player, but 2 Keighley players in there in the tackle. Team being England, probably the 2 people you don't want tackling you from this Keighley team, along with Markawani. Oh, wow. Was that a 40-20? Junior New kind of caught with his weight on the wrong leg, I guess, as the ball bounced awkwardly. I think he should have probably done better with that. And yeah, 40-20 from Whitehaven. That's massive, considering that at the start of this game, they've come up with an error, had that pressure on, and now Keighley gifting them field position. George Flanagan around the ruck there, doing the work again. In at the tackle, Markawani in that one again as well. They're working the props around the ruck. Ball coming out now to the standing half-back, Ethan Bickerdike. The ball comes out now for Whitehaven. Nice little step to try and get around Keighley there, but couldn't quite make it through. And again, the ball's coming out. Some lovely rugby from Whitehaven. Good hands. Oh, they've thrown it back in. Keighley diving on the ball. Isaac Farrell reclaims that. Really good defensive set from Keighley. And important they could do that so early on in this game. Building some confidence after last week, where error after error seemed to let Gould take control. Brad Olroy bringing it away now for Keighley. He plays the ball. Flanagan out to Bose. Bose hands the ball on to Adam Ryder. Flanagan to Junior New, who's really come on in the last few weeks. One of the most improved players, I'd say, in this Keighley team, along with Brad England, who's really stood out this year. Big boot downfield from Baharrell, but easy to deal with for Whitehaven as they bring it out to the 30-metre line now. Play the ball from Whitehaven. Taking on this Keighley defence, but 3 defenders there ready to deal with it. Team being Flanagan finishing the tackle off. Max Anderson-Moore just taking it in there for Whitehaven. Jack Heckett Pardon me, Jack Kellett. He's brought down about 40 metres out. Shot out of the line there, team being it's let the Whitehaven man just slightly past. Play ball from Whitehaven, boot to ball. Is up to the corner. Easily dealt with there by Keighley. Connor Sainer collecting that from the kick. Now Keighley under pressure to get out from their own end, and oh, this doesn't look good. Luckily we got enough Keighley players behind the ball there. Flanagan now taking it from acting half, and oh, he milks a penalty there, does Flanagan, showing his experience. And a soft penalty for Whitehaven to give away. This is what I was talking about earlier, where discipline in those situations, you so often see rugby league teams getting so excited and thinking, oh, let's get off the line, let's smash them. But if you step forward too early, as they often do, you get penalised. You just piggybacking the team down the field, and that's what's happened here. Ryder to Baharrell, to Farrell, to Teamby. A few shouts to forward from the stands there. And Flanagan out to Baharrell, out to Iwani. Lovely flat pass there. Iwani fighting in the tackle, but he's brought down in the end. Flanagan again. Out to Bowes, deep ball to Farrell. On to Lachlan Lansky. And he's brought down by 3 men in that tackle. The Whitehaven 19, Rio McQuiston finishing that one off. Flanagan out the back to Farrell, on to Lansky. He's not really got anywhere to go though. I don't think Keighley are really set with a plan on that play. But we're on the 5th and last. Let's see if we can get a completed set. The kick goes up from Farrell. It's a high one, challenged, and a lovely time tackle there by Brad Holroyd. Flanagan and Harry Bowes there in the tackle. And again, Flanagan's getting through some tackles here. A lot of work around the ruck. And a break now. Oh, but he's dropped the ball. And for a moment there, it looked like Whitehaven were going to take the first points of the afternoon, but a bit of luck from Keighley. And we're going to come back for a scrum. About 30 metres out. It's quite a nervy game so far. Neither team really being clinical. And errors on both sides, so it probably tells the story of the season for both sides, really. Although I would say on paper, as we were saying at the start, it's Whitehaven's side are very inexperienced, and Keighley have got such experience in the ranks, and you hope that today is an opportunity for them to show that and show why they signed for this club and why a club like Keighley wanted them to come here, because this season has been tough. And there's been glimpses of it, glimpses in every game of how they can follow a game plan, but you know, it's putting that 80 minutes together. Harry Bowes now taking the ball in, 30 metres out from the Whitehaven line. George Flanagan at acting half, gives the ball out to Farrell. Farrell on to Junior Sow. There are a few options there. Out the back, Connor Sainer starting to pose a threat. He's been outstanding over the last few weeks with some great length of the field displays. Farrell now with a kick off a Whitehaven leg. Was it played at? No, the referee says. Still the 5th and last. But the ball comes out wide. And out to Junior New. And Junior New in the corner. Lovely pass out from Adam Ryder. And that's the first score of the afternoon to Keighley. Really well adjusted there, because The referee took a second to get his head around what happened with the Whitehaven player sticking his leg out to hit the ball, deciding whether that was played out or not, whether it was back to one. He said it wasn't, but the Keighley reacted quickest, found the space on the outside edge over on the left. Junior New goes in at the corner. Sponsored by Raceprint. Raceprint very kindly, I believe, have offered to help with bringing Ukrainian children across to watch a Cougar game. So that's a plan that's in the pipeline. After Ryan and Cowie the other week going across to Ukraine and hand delivering kits for the adult teams all the way down to the junior setup. Great gesture from the club. And again, leading the way in compassion and kindness in rugby league. Matty Baharrell now with a difficult kick from the touchline. Similar position to the one that he slaughtered over in his first game with the club against Rochdale. Can he do it today without the swirling wind this time? He can. Fantastic. An interesting one with the bit with Matty Baharrell so far this season. In some games he's been flawless, in other games bit hit and miss, but today he seems to have his kicking boots on. We do have to remember that while he was with Hunslet, I think it was about 4 months he wasn't playing for before he came to Keighley, so will take him a bit of time to get back used to and get up to the level where he needed to be. But lovely kick there from Matty Baharrell. And Mark Iwani now with a barnstorming run out from his own 10. Really hard to handle. And England now bringing the ball away. And to Harry Bowes. He's really not looking out of place at 13 today. Dan Parker and a mission from the Keighley side with Harry Bowes seeming to step into that role. The ball playing forward. Jack Teamby now fires up for another big run. Very direct set from Keighley. Probably what we were missing last week. Bit of overplaying. But today, seem to be seeing the sets out. Matty Baharrell with a lovely kick, and again a late challenge. Now, the Whitehaven player's taken the Keighley man down and ran into his foot by the looks of things, and seems to have hurt himself. I was watching what happened with Baharrell and the kick there. So I didn't actually see where the ball landed. I don't know if it's out on the full here, but it looks like it's a penalty to Whitehaven where it was kicked from. Or is it just a play of the ball? I imagine it's gone out on the full. That was a bizarre situation. It's a play of the ball to Whitehaven, so a poor end of set there for Keighley. And I'm guessing from the way Keighley are playing this week that there's been a real talk about completion and seeing sets out and not trying to score off every play, but you've got to have a better last tackle option than that. Whitehaven attacking now. Lovely deep ball out there. That comes out to McQuiston, who takes the ball in again. He's had quite a bit of work so far this afternoon. And now the Whitehaven prop, Jordan Tomlinson, taking it in. Ex-Workington player, came across at the start of this season along with Anthony Murray. One of a few former Workington players in this side. Lovely ball out there. Oh, wow. Whitehaven putting a kick in it, bouncing up straight into the hands of Lachlan Lansky. He gets a quick play of the ball. A lot of Whitehaven players offside here. Referee's not calling any of the ones who made that tackle, but you know, if they'd have run at the right player there could have been a penalty. Ball goes on to Brad Oldroyd. Brad's taken down there. Play the ball. Flanagan out to Bose. Inside to Teamby. And again, a battering ram down the middle. And his legs still going, pumping out of that first collision, making a few extra meters. Scatters the markers there as well. Lovely inside ball there to Connor Sainer. Couldn't quite find a gap to run into there. Play the ball out to Farrell. Last tackle. Puts the kick up. Holroyd chasing it. His boots come off. But he knocks the ball back. Junior South spins in the tackle. I'd say that's a try. Linesman's not sure, but the referee gives it. Fantastic play from Keighley. And I've got to say a shout out to Brad Oldroyd there. His boot came off as he was running. I think he needs to get some new laces.
It's a key try, number 4, Junior Tower. Sponsored by Race Print.
Yeah, Holroyd knocking it back to Junior Sau, who spins out the tackle. And he had the Whitehaven man all over him. Still manages to get the ball down. Bit of an easier kick this time for Baharrel. A little bit further in. As Holroyd having a chat with Adam Mitchell, putting his boot back on. Somebody get that lad some tape. Tape it to his leg. Baharrel now lining up to take the kick. And he slots that one over. No, he doesn't. Off the post. Off the post. And that should have been, really should have been an easy 2 points for Keighley, but unfortunately on this occasion wasn't to be. The momentum is with Keighley though, 10-0 now. 22 minutes left of the first half. Deep kickoff there to Brad England, and you don't want to give him space to take a run up. Lovely run from him. Teamby now taking the ball in. He's turned over there in the tackle. Flanagan taking his time. Ball's out to Makawani. And he's pushing out, trying to get to the halfway line. Start to go backwards now. Referee calls held. Walks back to where he originally got to play the ball. Farrell with a lovely kick over the top. Whitehaven fullback Dan Abraham there was way out of position, and it's cleared up by the winger though. That's Jay Weather all over on that side. Good tackle there by Bozen Lansky as Whitehaven bring it out from their own 10. Good 10 metres made by them. Teamby and Flanagan again in the tackle. He must want some pats on the back for top tackler this week, because he's been involved in so much of it. Sainer now. Oh, lovely dummy from Sainer, and he finds a gap, but just didn't quite have the legs to get away from the Whitehaven men. Brad Oldroyd now. Trying to use his footwork to find a way through, but couldn't quite. Back seemed to be taking a little bit of pressure off the forwards here for Keighley now. Junior Sau taking it up to the halfway line. Flanagan acts in half. Out to Farrell. Farrell inside. To Bose. Harry Bose is brought down there. Now on to Makawani, who's on his own. Whitehaven kind of stand there and let him run at them. He didn't have anyone running with him, so he was never going to pass it. Matty Baharrel with a nice high ball to the corner. That's a precision kick from Keighley. And Junior New drags the Whitehaven player into touch there. And if it's right over the far side, but if my eyes are working correctly today, that's going to be a scrum down to Keighley. I'll play the ball to Keighley because it was the fifth and last. But lovely kick from Baharul. So the trick is these days with the 7 tackle sets, if you get caught in goal, it's putting that ball just in that 5 metre gap. And that was as far out wide as you could get. Keighley had loads of time because it hung in the air, loads of time to chase. So really good kick chase, and Junior New coming up with the play to get the ball back for Keighley as Team B is tackled there near the line. Not brought down though. Out to Farrell. Farrell out the back to Sena, but well read there by Whitehaven, and one-on-one tackle wraps up Sena nicely. Farrell with a step inside. Big see you later there from Farrell. And another step inside. They can't tackle him. Plays the ball to Flanagan. Flanagan now takes the ball himself. He's got nowhere to go. Nobody running for him. Out to Harry Bowes. Harry Bowes back inside to Brad England. England back to Team B. Back to Farrell. Now Holroyd finds a gap. Oh, can't quite get to the line. Last tackle. Holroyd's boots off again. Flanagan out to Baharul. And another pinpoint kick. There's nowhere better in the field for that kick to be. So difficult for the winger there, and he's dropped that cold. Getting up to play the ball, Jay Weatherall there. And I will confirm that when I get a look at his back that it is Jay Weatherall, so I don't want to be giving him stick if it's not him who's come up with the error, but yeah, he's been in a rush there to get up and play the ball, and he's just dropped that cold. Some more pressure invited by Whitehaven from this Keighley side. 17 minutes left for this first half here at Keighley. It's 10-0 to Keighley Cougars. They've had all the momentum for the last 5 or 6 minutes. Repeat sets on Whitehaven's line. That is an awful pass. And yeah, the referee's giving a knock on. I don't know what we were doing out of the scrum there. You've got possession, field position. You're rolling over, you're putting that pressure on. It's probably, like I say, I would imagine these are the conversations after last week and so many spilled balls and so much piggybacking up the pitch. I would imagine that Alan Kilshaw's been saying to his Keighley team, I want to see you complete the sets. I want to see you have repeat sets. I want to see you not forcing these plays. And I want to see you build a win out of this. And they've been doing it, but then really strange pass there. It was like it's in two minds of who to pass it to. Whitehaven now bringing it away. If that pressure was released by Keighley. Jack Kellett taking it in there. Now the ball's coming out for Whitehaven, and a lovely offload there. Jordan Thompson, the former Workington man, just choosing to take it in. Oh, and Whitehaven with a lovely ball through. They've got space here. They've got men over on the side, but they pass the ball back to Adam Ryder. And again, a loose, wild pass. They just, you go back to Anthony Murray's comments before this game, and they talked about last week they just weren't clinical. And I see here what he's talking about. They've got the opportunity to finish these plays off, but they're just not quite at the races when it comes to a final pass, or there seems to be a bit of panic, or they go too wide and they're getting pushed into touch. Holroyd now bringing the ball away from the Keighley half. Junior Sow staying on his feet in the wrestle. Not getting him down. Strong lad, Junior Sow. The many years and miles that he's got on that clock. Another really high kick, but no nerves after being dragged into touch last time from Jay Weatherall, as he takes that with no problem at all, really. believe Ellison Holgate today is the hooker for Whitehaven. Now, one of the contingent that have come from amateur rugby. He was with Wath Brown last season in the NCL. Easy for Connor Sainer, that kick. And does he have the space to create something? Not this time. Whitehaven so far doing a good job of shutting him down. Junior New bringing it away. Out to the 20. Out to Holroyd, who has had a lot to do so far in this game. Boots back on again. Junior Sow now, past the 40 metre mark. Keighley with 2 tackles left in this set. Ollie Burton entering the fray. Takes the drive up. Harry Bowes acting half. Out to Farrell. Oh, still the last, the referee says. Lovely ricochet for Keighley. Lachlan Lansky with the final pass just not coming off. Otherwise, Junior Sow could have been in there, but there's been a few unusual bounces of the ball today, and another one there, and a little bit of off-the-cuff rugby. Keighley have looked really good in broken play today with the off-the-cuff, exciting, expansive rugby. Oh, as Whitehaven break away and the kick goes out, and Jay Weatherall, is he in? He is. Outpacing Connor Sainer. And claiming the first points today for Whitehaven, who have, despite being relegated last year, despite not having a lot of big name signings for this season, have brought a good contingent down to Keighley here. All the Whitehaven fans, the flags behind the posts. A little bit of noise from them for the first time this afternoon. So Whitehaven now with a conversion from a similar position to where Matty Baharrell's last one was, and you know, you would say again, Whitehaven should probably kick this. This is Dan Abram taking the kick, and he's missed as well. So maybe there is a bit of breeze here, and if you look at the flags, they are blowing quite strongly and in different directions, so maybe there is a bit of a swirling wind affecting the kickers today, but Dan Abram not able to convert that. Abram playing fullback today, but with the number 6 on his back. He was came across to Whitehaven from Swinton last year. As part of their big rebuild. Farrell kicks off. Deep kick to the left-hand side of the field as Keighley make the tackle. Lucas Green now on the field for Keighley as well. Number 29, who signed for Keighley from Warrington on a season-long loan after initially being dual registered. Really impressed me this season. And another tackle there from Lucas Green. Lachlan Lansky finishing off over the top as well. Whitehaven play the ball. Hands out. Out to Jay Weatherall again. The former Hessingham NCL player. Oh, nice little chip there from Whitehaven, but Connor Sainer's onto it. That was taken so well by the Keighley fullback, and what a revelation he's been since he got his shirt. Brandon Pickersgill out for the season, but it's going to be very hard work for Brandon Pickersgill to earn that shirt back. Connor Sain has said, I want to play fullback for Keighley, and earn himself a deal for next year in the process, I believe. Burton now at acting half. Hands it on to Jordan Schofield, who's entered the field in the forwards. Jordan Schofield back this week after suffering an injury 2 weeks ago. Good to see him back on the field. I believe it was a nasty throat injury. Perhaps similar to Darren Lockyer. Not had a chat with him though, so I couldn't tell you. Oh, wow. That was a swinging arm almost from Julius Sow as he was challenging for the kick. Very unusual. The referee's giving it as a tackle in the air. I suppose Sow's arguing that he was going for the ball because it's not in character to have a swinging arm at all, but the ball coming across, nearly hitting us here at the commentary point, but not quite. No fear from Brad with the camera there. I'd have said he'd have caught that one. Whitehaven now bringing the ball away after being gifted that penalty by Keighley. And just pushing into the Cougars half. And the ball's coming out now for Whitehaven. Out to the centres, and Keighley finally deal with Joe Hartley. There's a number 2 on his back, but playing in the centres today. And that's a big wrecking ball there. Number 16 for Whitehaven, Brad Brennan, former Rochdale forward. And Keighley managed to see out the set. Whitehaven's certainly not posing as many problems as other teams have. And again, probably coming down to the experience in the side, but it is great to see them competing and existing after last year, where they issued a very unusual kind of financial help plea. And the coach left and the players weren't being paid, and Kyler Moore, local hero, stepping in to try and save the day and try and keep them in the championship, but couldn't quite. But they did manage to financially survive and make it through the year with the help of other clubs and the rugby league family and sponsorship. And as a result of that, started this year without any points deductions, and hopefully they can build back from here, because they are one of the great Cumbrian sides and it's always nice to go up there. Farrell putting boots of ball on the 5th and last. And that's dealt with easily there by Dan Abraham. Standing fullback today. Brad Brennan waving at the bench there. He's calling the trainer on. He looks to be in a bit of trouble. Checking out his thigh, maybe a bit of a dead leg. As Whitehaven bring the ball away. Lucas Green nipping the legs. Bringing the man down. That's a knock on. Yeah, the referee gives it as a knock on as well. It was bizarre. It was like he was reaching out for the try line. So scrum down to Keighley in Whitehaven's half. 5 minutes remaining on the clock for this half. I'd be hopeful that Keighley could put some more points on here. That was another out of the scrum from Ollie Burton. Bizarre pass, but luckily Isaac Farrell had enough gas to get there, but it was well in front of him. Not where he would have liked it, I don't think, but sometimes those passes do drive momentum though. Burton Sending the ball out to Baharul with a dummy. Lovely dummy from Baharul. He's nearly through. So close there. Burns sends it out to Harry Bowes with a long pass out to Isaac Farrell, who drops Junior Sow back inside, who gives the big see you later to one Whitehaven man, but is brought down by two others. Harry Bowes with a lovely pass there again. Oh, Junior New nearly took that in. That was so close. And a very quick tap there as it goes out the back for a 7-tackle set, with Jay Weatherall running from one half of the field to the other. Ran a long way sideways, but good meters forwards as well, to be fair. Whitehaven now bringing the ball away. Number 24, Joshua Blinkhorn with the blue scrum at acting half now. He's looked lively from acting half, but oh, lovely ball. And that's the second try of the afternoon there for Jay Weatherall. Lovely ball out wide from Whitehaven. This is exactly what Keighley wouldn't want with 3 minutes left of this half. Looks like they might be going behind.
Scoring his second try of the afternoon for Whitehaven, number 5, Jay Weatherall.
Having controlled so much of the game as well. Alan Kilshaw will be disappointed, I'd say, at half-time. It's really, Keighley have had the field position, they've had the possession. They've even completed some sets and had some repeats and built some pressure, but then still just not enough. Just not kept the composure long enough. But it is nice to see them playing back-to-back games, because there hasn't been a lot of that this year, and it's, as a supporter, it's felt very disjointed. So I can only imagine what it's like for the players trying to G themselves up for a big game, having, you know, maybe played Newcastle and then had a week off, and then they've got to play again, and you know, it's the lack of consistency. Kick from out wide, goes over this time.
And a successful conversion for number 6.
That levels it up at 10-10.
Cougars 10, Whitehaven 10. All square.
Dan Abraham slotting those 2 points over for Whitehaven. His first conversion of the afternoon, and interestingly, both Dan Abraham and Matty Baharul kicking the arguably harder kicks from out wide and missing the ones that were a little bit further in. Keighley kicking off now with 1 minute 17 left on the clock of this half. And they kick deep. Make the tackle 10 metres out from Whitehaven's line. Green now with the tackle there, and Lansky in the tackle as well. Junior Sow pulling an extra man over, sends Green the other way. So much organisation in defence from Junior Sow. Blinkhorn sends the ball out there. Oh, lovely pass and a flick out the back. Whitehaven try to post more points here. The kick was nothing in the end. But Bickerdike there with a lovely, lovely pass out, and you know, a centre by trade, but he's been playing well. The hooter sounds. The last play of the half. Brad England stuck with the ball, looking for something to do with it, gives it to Harry Bowes. He couldn't really find any half backs there to maybe put a kick in, and and test Whitehaven at the end of this half. So
Half-time score at Keighley Park is Keighley Cougars 10, Whitehaven 10.
Harry Bros is brought down, and here at half-time at Cougar Park, it's 10 apiece. And I would say that given the field position, possession, the way the game's gone, Keighley will be disappointed to go in level at half-time, but 40 more minutes to play here at Cougar Park. We'll be back shortly to bring you that.
Lap of honour by the heritage players, the ex-players of the Keighley Cougars, and there's very many of them, and the heritage numbers. So, ladies and gentlemen, leading the ex-players out is Dave Jickles, heritage number 851, with the ex-players committee, Gary Morby, Cougar 954, Peter O, Cougar 894, and Paul Moses, Cougar 1037. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Jickles played in the 1976 Challenge Cup semi-final against St Helens at Fartown Huddersfield for the Cougars. It's a big list, so if I get something wrong, give a round of applause when they walk round. We're going to start reading the list out. Dave Jickles, heritage number 851. Gary Morby, 954. Peter O, 894. John Pitts, 1068. Danny Eakis, 1325. Robert Cryer, 643. Frank Goodyear, 1059. Ian and Ellis, 951. Dave Moe, 961. Joe Bargett, 922. Keith Pollard, 818. Matt Firth, 1319. Ian Fairhurst, 970. Chris Rowe, 1345. Adrian Goodall, 1040. Paul Sutcliffe, 884. Simeon Oil, 1328. Mick Hawksworth, 966. John Wazzalo, 1154. Matt Brammold, 1352. Brendan White, 1109. Stephen Garner, 968. Jermaine Ray, 1405. Peter O, 894. Keith Dixon, 1052. Max Mason, 1070. Next page. Billy Cockcroft, 822. Ian Ellis, 951. Les Thomas, 784. Les Sellers, 946. Derek Arnold, 953. Calvin Wilkes, 865. John Pitts, 1068. Carlton Farrell, 1139. Chris Anna, 1271. John Martin, 973. Sam Illingworth, 872. Brendan White, 1109. Derek Mouldings, 791. Ian Sinfield, 1338. Jeff Butterfield, 1011. And Barry Clayton, 931. Ladies and gentlemen, the ex-Cougar players! And all the heritage numbers, I'm out of breath. I noticed you didn't walk round though, gentlemen. I got told you were going to walk round the field. That's a big no then. Big thank you to you all for giving up your time this afternoon, gentlemen. I know you've had a drink or two in the bar downstairs and a few sandwiches. Less sandwiches, more beer. I've seen them. especially that rowing, and that's a dad, never mind a young'un. Once again, ladies and gents, a big thank you to the ex-Cougar Players Committee, Gary Morby, Peter Rowe and Paul Moses, for getting this all organised. The Three Stooges, there they are.
Where it began, I can't begin to know, but when I rose growing strong, wasn't the spring, and spring became the summer, who would believe you'd come along? Touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe there never was, but now I look at the night and it don't seem so lonely. We fill it up with only two. And when I hurt, burden runs off my shoulders. How can I hurt when holding you? Warm, touching warm, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe there never was, no, no, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on the field, Whitehaven.
And welcome back to Cougar Park this afternoon, where the score is 10 apiece. Very exciting first 40 minutes there. It's Whitehaven back out on the pitch waiting for the Cougars, who these days do seem to like to make them wait, and I always think that's a bit of a psychological advantage if you could get away with doing that. We've had the heritage players on the pitch at half-time. I'll try and very quickly reel all of these off before the Cougars come out. So Adrian Goodall, Andy Stevenson, Billy Cockcroft, Brendan White, Brian Jefferson, Calvin Wilkes, Carlton Farrell, coached me for a little bit, Carlton Farrell, Chris Hanna, Chris Rowe, Danny Ekis, Dave Jickles, Dave Moore, Derek Arnold, Derek Moulding, Frank Goodyear, Gareth Cochran, Ian Ellis, Ian Fairhurst, Jermaine Ray, Joe Bargett, John Martin, John Pitts, John Shackleton, John Stevenson, John Wazilou, Keith Dixon, Keith Pollard, Lee Greenwood, Les Sellers, Les Thomas, Matt Bramall, Matt Firth, Max Dixon, Mick Hawksworth, Paul Moses, Paul Sutcliffe, Peter Rowe, Robert Cryer, Sam Illingworth, Simeon Hoyle and Stephen Gardner. Oh, and Steve Dickens as well. As Keighley enter the field for the second half now. Killshaw sitting back up in the stand. Love to be a fly on the wall at half time and see what he said to the players. As the Cougars kick off and Whitehaven bringing it away from their own line, make it 10 out. Good strong carry there from the Whitehaven player as he's brought down by Lucas Green and Jordan Schofield. Whitehaven playing the ball and bringing it out to a 30-metre line. Real lifting energy after the break at half-time from Whitehaven, the way that they're carrying the ball right now. Out for the fourth tackle there. Around 40 metres out from their own line. Play the ball. Driving run just inside the halfway line on the fifth and last now. Whitehaven look to a short side and they put a towering kick up towards Connor Sainer in the middle of the park, and he has to lunge forward to grab it. It just seemed to hang there and pull away from him at the last moment, but he's dealt with that well. Plays the ball, goes out to Junior New, taking a drive down the middle now. Strong carry of the ball, Junior New. Rolled onto his back. He came to us from Rugby Union. I'd say it's taken him quite a while to get up to speed with Rugby League, but he's certainly, the last couple of years, looked pretty good. Junior Sal running it in there, down the middle of the field, and quick play of the ball, and Ollie Burton takes it himself. He had options, he could have gone to Harry Bowes, but he's brought down. No, he's not brought down, he stayed on his feet, he plays the ball. It goes out to Mike Harrell, who puts another high kick up with a bit of backspin. Oh, they've not got there, it's bounced. Oh, and it's knocked out the back there by Dan Abraham. Sweeping it up, and a lovely, lovely kick there. The backspin on it just took it away from the Whitehaven defenders. Nobody wanted to come forward and commit. I think because of the swirling wind here today as well. And in the end, Keighley couldn't capitalise on the bounce of the ball, but did force that repeat set. And This is what I was talking about in the first half. Building pressure, seeing the set out, putting in a good kick, going again, and running with some real purpose there, Keighley. Schofield. And now Green takes it out to 30 metres away. Mike Harrell catching that ball behind his head there, but manages to bring it in and hand it on to, I think that was Schofield for his second run of the set. Now Markawani with a big barnstorming run. Oh no, it's Junior Sau. Oh, but he's dropped the ball over the line, has he? Either over the line or on the line. The ref's saying bring it out 10 for a play of the ball. There's a lovely line that Junior Sau ran, and such a shame he couldn't find the line there and finish that one off. Four Keighley men in that tackle. And Adam Ryder taking the force of that collision, with Green grabbing the legs and Schofield finishing off there. As Whitehaven with some lovely hands out wide now, and ball goes out to Anderson Moore on the far wing. I think this is a 7-tackle set perhaps for Whitehaven, given that if the ball was adjudged to be dropped over the line, so it does seem to be dragging on a lot. It's not the last yet, so ball going out wide now. Good opportunity for Whitehaven to pressure Keighley's line, and couldn't wrap the ball up there, but there was no one for the man to pass it to. Now it's the last. Crossfield kick, lovely crossfield kick, but nobody close enough in a Whitehaven shirt to deal with it. Keighley quite happy to take their time as they get back to the middle of the field and go for a play of the ball. Burton hands that on to Junior New. He's bringing it out. He's tackled by Joseph Lowe. Oh, Brad England riding the tackle really well there. And Ollie Burton now taking it short side, spotting that Whitehaven weren't expecting that. Good play from the hooker. Now Harry Bowes, the former Featherstone hooker, who's playing 13 today for Keighley, making some good yards. Burton on to Baharrell. Baharrell deep to Farrell. And a short ball and an inside ball to Sena. And Sena does well not to turn that over there. If he could have taken it in, probably not enough room for him to get through. But Farrell now with a lovely little chip. Contested. Did it go forwards or backwards? The referee says it's gone forwards. I'd say from where I'm stood, probably the right decision. But yeah, lovely little kick. Good effort by Keighley. I would say that was knocked on in the field of play, so I would expect that to be 6 tackles, not 7 this time. It's Whitehaven trying to come away from their own line now, and Keighley's defence looking enthusiastic. Green and Burton, and ball coming out, and Ryder and England in the tackle there. Driving Whitehaven back. Play the ball. Dummy. And Brennan, Blinkhorn there. Dummy in and going himself, but not really making a lot of ground for Whitehaven. Oh, that's dropped cold, surely. The referee says it's stripped. I don't know. Brad on the camera, what are you saying? Was it stripped? Yeah, I'm not sure either. We stood relatively close, and I couldn't see a hand in there, but the referee gave it as that. So Whitehaven are piggyback down the field by Keighley. The ball people there. Not overly quick to give Whitehaven the ball back. Don't think it was intentional, but fantastic. Whitehaven go short side. Strong carry there from Ethan Bickerdake. Whitehaven now pressuring the Cougars line again. They look up and hungry for this in the second half, but the ball just swept up and dealt with there. Was that Harry Bowes who picked that up? Oh no, Jordan Schofield. But now Connor Sainer showing what he can do, going short side and getting through one or two to make some good yards. Now to Holroyd. Holroyd turns in and drives forward. He plays the ball eventually. Ollie Burton, he had the Whitehaven man all over him, but the ref sees no problem with it. England now. Oh, seems to be a little bit of a tussle going on between the Whitehaven number 18, Aaron Turnbull, and Brad England this afternoon. I think Brad reached back to kind of palm him off in a tackle earlier and caught him in the throat perhaps, and he's just saying there was a little bit of afters as well. He went into the next challenge with Turnbull quite aggressively. England loves a bit of rough and tumble though, so I'll be interested to watch those two players as they interact this afternoon. As the double try scorer Jay Weatherall for Whitehaven now bringing the football away, helping the prop forwards out and taking some pressure off them. Whitehaven with the inside ball there. Nearly found a way through. Just a grab of an ankle there from Keighley. The ball goes up on the last tackle and it's taken in goal by Junior New, and this is the difference between taking it in goal and not. Harry Bowes caught in back play, so Junior New robbed of the opportunity there for a quick tap. But if we could have got that quick tap there, it's also a 7 tackle set, so could have been a good opportunity, but Junior New not really making a lot of yards there on that one as the ball's handed on to Brad Holroyd. He's done quite a lot of work in the middle today, Brad, taking the pressure off the forwards on the early tackle. And the ball comes out to Junior Sow. And Sow taking it to the halfway line. And now, oh, dummy there from Byrne, goes himself. Bit of controversy there. I think some people claiming there was a high shot on Burton, but then the Whitehaven player claiming that something had been done to him. Keighley had somehow impeded, but the kick goes in and play carries on, and Whitehaven get the ball back in front of their own sticks. So they bring it out now to the 20. Out to 30-metre line now, Keighley. Sorry, Whitehaven. Very vocal on the Keighley bench this afternoon. Connor Sainer now. Took that really well on the 5th and last and driving back at Whitehaven. Play the ball and Junior New now. Josh Teamby back in the mix, and he's taking the ball in there and driving for good yards and a quick play of the ball really. Working to not looking set. It's calls of offside from the crowd here at Keighley, but not given. Harry Bowes now, deep to Baharrell, to Farrell. Lovely dummy by Farrell. He did have men over out wide, but possibly the right decision. And the ball comes out again to Junior Sow. who feeds Allroyd in out wide, and Keighley take the lead once again, and for the first time in this second half here at Cougar Park. It's Keighley Cougars 14, Whitehaven 10. 27 minutes remaining in this half.
It's the Cougar try, number 2, Brad Allroyd. Rally sponsored by Martin Tonks.
Keighley seem to have really grown into the game in this half. They're looking good at the moment. So Mike Baharrow with another attempt at 2 points, but really far out wide again. He did kick the first one from out on the touchline, so perhaps this time he can do it again. And, just sailed under the bar there, I think, that attempt. Wasn't a million miles off, but you want to see that kind of floating through higher up. Wind now seems to be blowing towards the right-hand side of the Terry Hohendrake stand as you look at the flags. Really clever indicator for the kickers. Like, if I was on the pitch kicking, well, I probably wouldn't kick any anyway, but if I was on the pitch kicking, then I'd certainly be popping an eye on the flag before I took my kick and thinking about the wind direction and speed. Play the ball there. Junior Sow taking that drive in. Harry Bowes deep to Teamby. Teamby driving with his legs there to try and bust the line. He's over the top of the Whitehaven player and leaves a marker on the floor, and Ollie Burton decides to exploit that and takes his yards and makes another 10 up to the halfway line. Harry Bowes now going himself. And that was a challenge there by Whitehaven on Harry Bowes, who was looking to offload the ball and had the ball out, and it was a loose carry, but it did look to go backwards to me. And I know that a lot of times loose carries are given as knock-ons, but I just don't know if I'd agree that was a lost control in a forward motion. But scrum just inside Whitehaven's half, going to Whitehaven, and they bring the ball out. Working over to the left-hand side of the field now with Dan Abram. And back inside to Jordan Thompson, who offloads. To Ellison Holgate, who's brought down just inside his own half. Play the ball. Thompson again. Driving with those legs. They can't bring him down. Someone needs to take the legs in those situations, but eventually Thompson brought down, and ball coming out wide now. A little show and go there. The ball stuck above his head. England sees that and thinks maybe I can finish this tackle off and dislodge that ball, but not quite. Thompson, lovely hands from the prop forward there. He passed it on to Jake Pearce, the former Wath Brown player in the NCL. Another one of these having experience to this level players. A lovely kick there from Ethan Barkadale again. Connor Sainer though, bringing it out to the 20, tapping it. Then England turning in the tackle. George Flanagan back on the pitch for Keighley. Handing it on to Junior New, who rides a tackle there. And big Marco Wani now. Even another handful for Aaron Turnbull on the Whitehaven side to deal with. Flanagan out to Baharrell. Baharrell, deep ball to Farrell. Deep ball again to Sena. Sena almost finding a gap through there. Now Green out the back to Baharrell. Well read by Whitehaven. Oh, but well read by Whitehaven. But by darting out of the line, they left a gap. There was just enough room for the ball to get away to Brad England, who juggled it and just managed to bring that in. Scoring just under the sticks. Keighley pulling away and putting a bit of daylight in this contest again.
It's a good try, number 11, Brad England, sponsored by 39 Steps Consulting. Give it up, number 11, Brad England.
22 minutes left on the clock here at Cougar Park as Brad England goes over. I'd say Keighley's most improved player this year. Some outstanding performances from Brad. When he runs it in, there's a real purpose to how he runs, and I feel like he's really led the way and shown people how to go on. Matty Baharrell now lining up to take the kick. Take his time here, lower the heart rate and try to slot it over. No problem with that one, as you'd expect. That's Keighley Cougars 20.
It's a good conversion for number 33.
Whitehaven 10.
England Longley Primary School. It's a Cougars 20. Whitehaven 10.
Brad England, the try scorer there, sponsored by 39 Steps Consulting. Jack Teamby now bringing it out off the kick-off. Play the ball to Flanagan, who gives it to Awani, and targeting the tired legs now as we get into the final quarter of the game with the big man back on the field, team being Awani. And Whitehaven line shooting up too quickly there. Eager to get back into this contest, but piggybacking the Cougars down the field, and Baharrell will accept that and be happy to take field position with the Cougars starting the set 30 metres out from the Whitehaven line. As the Cougars played down towards the Terry Hohendrake stand on this Heritage Day down at Cougar Park. Baharrell. Oh, lovely short ball. Some calls are forward, I believe. From here, couldn't say for sure, but the referee will have been looking at the hands with the way the ball came out. Flanagan with a dummy. Flanagan with a dummy. Oh, nearly over the line. Referee telling Flanagan to stand up. Plays the ball out to Baharrell. Farrell. Connor Sena. Nowhere to go. Shut down by two Whitehaven defenders. Now Makawani. But dealt with well by Whitehaven. It's fifth and last. What can Keighley do? Surely Matty Baharrell with his hands on the ball. Yes, it is. Oh, he went for the short option. Out to Teamby, and it came off a Whitehaven hand, and the referee says back to one, and Brad England doesn't need any more tackles. Brad England in for his second try of the game. Two in quick succession. As I said, sponsored by 39 Steps Consulting. Brad England, second of the afternoon.
Rally sponsored by 49 Steps Consulting.
Crashes over. This should be another relatively easy kick for Mike Baharrell. The score at the moment, 17 minutes remaining. Keighley Cougars 24, Whitehaven 10. Mike Baharrell taking his time to slot this one over. And it looks good. It is good. Here at Cougar Park today, Keighley Cougars 26, Whitehaven 10, 17 minutes left on the clock. Whitehaven kick-off. Out to Farrell, who drops the inside ball. He's made good meters really there off that kick-off. That was Lachlan Lansky taking that one in. Team B now. Real tough man to tackle, and when he played for York, he was always a real thorn in our side. I thought at the start of this year as well, I saw him playing in the Challenge Cup against Hull KR. Had a great game. I was very surprised when York let him go, but not the best of kicks from Keith there, but a good chase. And Dan Abram pinned 5 meters from his own line. Whitehaven bringing it out to 10, and Keighley giving a penalty away there for a high tackle. Bit of a soft one really. The penalty count from Keighley today has been a lot better, a lot better discipline. I think field position for Whitehaven has been harder to come by than it has for some teams in recent weeks. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come from Keighley and fixing up a few of those areas where perhaps we're giving too much away to opposition. Bit of confusion there at the play of the ball. Eventually John Thompson plays it, but a lovely tackle there from Team B on the half-back today, Ethan Bickerdike. Oh, some nice play by Whitehaven, but overplaying, you would say. Overplaying. The ball comes out, Ryder picks it up, and he looked like he was going to race away and score now. The referee's saying that Keighley hadn't touched it. He's calling it a Whitehaven ball. Again, I didn't see it. Did Brad see it? He didn't see it either. I think we were in quite a good position, to be honest, but perhaps the referee saw something we didn't. It's a Whitehaven ball. And they bring it away from the scrum in Keighley's half, trying to claw their way back into the game. 26-10 down. Just over 13 minutes remaining here at Cougar Park. This could be a really important last 10 minutes. Oh, just managed to juggle that and keep hold of the ball. And Whitehaven, number 31 there, Joseph Lowe, on loan from Rochdale. First game for Whitehaven. Juggled that really well and managed to cause a few problems, and Whitehaven have trekked right down now to be right in front of the Keighley posts. Oh, lovely little palm on there from Dan Abram, but we're up to fifth and last. The winger goes himself there. He's body checked. Connor Sainer picks it up, and then he tries to rip the ball out of his hands, but Sainer kept hold of it. Junior New now bringing it out from his own line. He's brought down about 5 out. Keighley doing the hard work here. This is where game management's critical. That was a long pass to be under your own sticks, but Allroyd's making the most of it. Nearly got away, and he has got away. But back into the middle, back into the defenders, and eventually he's brought down. Really got out of that dangerous zone where those carries are so hard when you're looking at a defensive line coming at you. You've got to try and make your yards. High pressure rugby on your own line. Junior Sow now. Great strong carry by Junior Sow. Plays the ball to Flanagan. Flanagan short side to Farrell. Farrell with the boot, a real high one. Out towards the double try scorer who drops it, but it goes backwards. And then a wild pass, good chase by Keighley, but only half the Keighley team chased. And that was really well spotted by Jay Weatherhall there, who decided to risk a pass to Dan Abram. Play the ball on a dummy, and he goes himself there, Joe Lowe. Isaac Farrell finishing that tackle off. Thompson with a carry into the Cougars half. Oh, and Teamby darted out the line again there, and it's so important if you're going to do that you make your tackle. Just did enough really to not leave a gap. Out to Connor Sainer, who catches it behind his own line for a 7-tackle set. And he's looking to take a quick tap. He does take a quick tap. Wrong foot's the defensive line. They thought he was going to go out to the left-hand side, but he goes to the right instead. But he didn't really make a lot of ground. Ryder now. Recently back from an MCL injury. Great to see him back in a Cougar shirt, back on the pitch. George Flanagan out to England. England with a lovely strong run there. I would say the last contact in that was probably a half shoulder charge, but by Helly Day. Farrell now out to Sow as they switch from one side of the field to the other. Junior Sow, great strength, shoving another Whitehaven player on his backside. Now Markawani. Brought down 20 metres out from the Whitehaven line. Play the ball. Flanagan to Isaac Farrell. Farrell with a ball that was very nearly intercepted by Whitehaven. Junior Sow eventually wrapped up. The referee says he's in touch. Now, was he tackled? Yes, he was tackled before he went into touch, which was what I was thinking to start with. So the referee gives the penalty to Keighley. George Flanagan just flicking the ball into touch, just to buy himself a little space. Taps it out to Farrell. Farrell out to Baharrell. Baharrell to Teamby. Teamby with some great strong carry there. Pumping with the legs. Now the ball's come out. The referee says he's dropped that. Teamby's protesting that it was ripped. 50-50 calls, I'd say. Probably gone Whitehaven's way today. And we haven't had the best luck in those situations this year. So it's going to be a scrum to Whitehaven. Keighley's defence really shooting out there. There's a flop from Teamby. Flanagan made the tackle and Teamby coming in too late, putting all his weight on the player, and that's a really soft penalty to give away. Whitehaven kicking to us. No, that's going above our heads. So Whitehaven starting the play now from about 40 metres out from their own line. They're brought down by Flanagan and Teamby there. Play the ball. Lovely deep hands. Some of the passing from Whitehaven has been exquisite today. Some lovely hands there. Play the ball. Good couple of passes. Eventually, Jack Kelly taking the ball in. His distinctive ponytail. And some nice work from the props there with Thompson dropping inside ball to Pearce as they push further towards the Keighley line. Thompson's got a great pair of hands. A lovely pass out from him again there, but goes right out wide, and Connor Sain has picked it up and he's got a bit of space now. Oh, he's been dying to break through a gap today. He's looked so dangerous, but just hasn't quite found the right gap or the right trajectory to make it through. But we've all seen in recent weeks the blistering pace of Connor Sainer and what he can do when he does have a little bit of space. As Keighley make a double interchange here with George Flanagan coming off and Jack Teamby coming off, and they're replaced by Lucas Green and Ollie Burton. Is it Ollie Burton or no? Bobby Hartley. Bobby Hartley entering the field. The number 28 on his back. Bobby, as we were saying earlier, one of these fringe players who Killshaw wants to look at for next year. Lovely kick attempt there, going for the 40-20 was Baharul, but well positioned there by Moore. But yeah, Bobby Hartley joining the club from Leeds Academy. Not had a lot of game time at all with us. So be interested to see how he goes today. Given the position in the league, I suppose you can experiment a bit, you can try things. In a quite fortunate position in that, as we build towards next year. Play the ball from Whitehaven with the ball coming out to the Rochdale half on loan. Was that offside? Yeah, the referee's saying offside there, so the ball bounced out of Ryder's hands into the out of New's hands into the hands of Ryder in an offside position. So Whitehaven now with an opportunity here. Connor Holiday taking the ball in. Now the ball's coming out. Lovely hands again from Jordan Thompson, but couldn't find a way through. Good defence from Keighley. Thompson is the dummy runner there. There's a lovely little move next to the line to create the space, but Keighley had enough men there to drag him back and stop him getting over that line. Ball comes out. Keith now eventually gobbling up Bickerdike, who's been playing half back today instead of his usual centre position. Tackle there. Sees Keighley get the ball back for a knock on. Frustration down on the bench from Anthony Murray. Shaking his head, he's clearly not happy with what he's seeing. 3 minutes left on the clock, 26-10 to Keighley. It's going to be a victory for Keighley today, but by how many, I suppose, is the question at the moment. Can they do anything else to put more points on the board and send the fans home happy? Play the ball now, and Makawani. Still plenty of energy in those legs as he takes his drive up the field. Ollie Burton. But they play the ball to Green, and a very poor pass actually. He caught it a bit stretched out and then tried to give a deep ball. And it just wasn't on. Could he have brought the ball in and taken the tackle possibly? It looks like they were trying to run a move there, but they end up turning the ball over again. And it's another scrum to Whitehaven. So Whitehaven now, what can they do from this scrum? Are there any more points on the field for them? Goes out to the double try scorer, Joe Weatherall, but he's taken down. Whitehaven sending the ball out wide. A flick pass out the back. Trying to keep it alive, trying to create something with the few minutes that are left of this game. Bickerdike with the inside ball there to Kellett. Kellett brought down 5 meters out. And they go short side. Ball out wide to the winger. And he's in. And it's a try for Whitehaven with a minute left on the clock. 26-14 to Keighley. But I would say by the time he's kicked this, if that clock's right,
and a try there for Whitehaven, number 22, Max Anderson-Moore.
the hooter should go, and that's the game. 26-14 at the moment. There's not time for a comeback here, but consolation try for Whitehaven, who have worked so hard this afternoon. Their tries coming from Jay Weatherall. There's off-season signing from Hessingham. So it shows that some of these players that are in the NCL are capable of making a step up. I think he's been very good today, to be fair. And then that try coming from Max Anderson-Moore there to finish the game off.
Cheers for that, Ronnie. Final score at Cougar Park is the Cougars 26 and today's visitors 19.
That's the game. It's a win today for Keighley Cougars. 26-14 the final score here at Cougar Park. Keighley's tries coming from Junior New, Junior Sow, Holroyd, and 2 tries from England with 3 conversions from Beharrell. It's been a much better performance from Keighley today than last week. It's great to see them put the points on the board in front of all of the heritage players who've come down, the players of the past at Keighley. Put a smile on their faces, put a smile on the fans' faces, and try and claim their shirts for next year. I've been Jason Dovison. It's been fantastic to bring this game to you today. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll see you at the next game. Thank you.